Hello everyone! Let's talk about self-love. I think I recorded a video about this before, but self-love is like a word that's been thrown around so much. And I'm just gonna say this immediately in the beginning. Self-love is not really something we do, it's something we are, and it's something we get to experience when we drop all the barriers that we have built up against it. Or let's say maybe not drop the barriers, but transmute, allow to dissolve. So this is obviously maybe a pretty airy spiritual concept or idea for some, but it's been a pretty profound experience for me again and again and again. And I've heard from some other people that they have this experience as well. So the point is that love is not something we do or we can force. Love is literally the essence, the fabric that weaves through all of this existence. Like from my personal experience, it's like the underlying current that remains when I allowed myself to feel all the things that I can feel as a human being. When I allowed myself to truly accept, to truly surrender to the physical human experience. So now obviously this is not a state that I'm in 24/7. Big disclaimer. This is a state that I've experienced in, I would say, mainly in healing work first, but then also in meditation and in, when I just sit in silence in nature. And it's more like a state that emerges, or that just comes up, that realizes itself by me relaxing, by me coming into this state of total allowance of all that is. Interestingly, I felt this experience also when I was processing the pain I felt about personal issues, but also about global issues. When I felt the pain about war and people who are suffering in the world, when I felt my own pain really, really, really deeply. So, because it all is experience, it all is form in this existence. So if we are resisting this form, we are resisting love itself. It sounds weird maybe, but how can I also put this? Like, we humans also have a pretty conceptualized idea about what love is. So we often don't even know what like true real love is. We only have like this idea that's been given to us from our families, from society, from movies, and all that. So we label things. We say like, this is love, this is not love. So I only want that love, which is love, and I don't want all the other stuff. But as I said, the underlying fabric, the underlying current of everything is love. So why can it even be that horrible things in the world happen? Well, this is a pretty deep philosophical question. My personal experience or insight about this is that this universe is highly intelligent. So this underlying current of love is also like intelligence, or is intelligent. And this intelligence has set out on an endeavor to get to know itself, because it had such a deep desire of exploration. And if you tune in, you can feel this desire in yourself. Like, we always want more. And this wanting more is not a bad thing as long as it's coming from a place of inner connection. This wanting more is only a bad thing when it's coming from a place of trauma, of pain, of lack of awareness. which we all have, of course. So it's also important to realize, oh, okay, I have this wish, I have this yearning, I have this desire. Let me follow up on it. Let me go after it. But let me keep on being conscious and being self-reflective. If we keep on being self-reflective, if we keep on seeing the outside world as a mirror for our inner world, which is very important, if we keep seeing every trigger and bad thing that happens to us as an invitation to look deeper within, we can sieve out the true desire. And the true desire is for our soul, is our soul's desire, wanting to explore itself, wanting to evolve, some people say, wanting to follow up on its mission on this planet. And this is totally individual for each and every one of us. So this desire is a good thing, as long as we are conscious about it, and as long as we say, okay, if I want the big house and the Ferrari, what is actually underlying feeling underneath that, and how can I already create this feeling and allow this feeling in my life already now? That's an example. And then you start living in a way that you create this feeling of freedom and abundance and wealth in your life now. And then maybe the Ferrari and the big house appear at some point, or maybe they don't. But then you will already be so full and fulfilled that you're good anyway. So back to the original desire of this original consciousness or original innocence, I want to say. Oh my God, I love it. This original innocence wanted to get to know itself, wanted to explore, wanted to expand, wanted to feel something. There is this beautiful tantric or Hinduistic story of creation, where it says in the beginning there was only the one, and it was existing for aeons, for a very long time, and then it got bored of itself and it wanted to explore itself. So it split itself in two, and out of that Shiva and Shakti consciousness were born. This is what the story says. And as soon as Shiva and Shakti were looking each other in the eyes, they fell so deeply and madly in love that they were looking for all the ways that they could reconnect with one another. So they were making like this epic love for aeons, having this love sex, and eventually exploded into one big orgasm, from which all what we know now today has sprung and continues to spring. So the Big Bang continues as we grow and evolve. And underneath it is this deep love for self. The deep love for self, for wanting to get to know the self again and again and again, and in many, many different ways. I love that. Because when I speak about it, it comes out in new ways as well. This was not planned. So the self is love. And we can tap into and experience this love by saying yes to all of life. And of course, this is where it gets fucking hard, because we want to feel good, we don't want to feel pain. And I do not agree with war in the world. I cry a lot. Just 2 days ago, I had a short encounter with a Ukrainian family. And after that, I needed my boyfriend to hold me, because I was crying and crying and crying. Because I was so sad about what the Ukrainian people are currently experiencing. And many other people in the world too. So I cry actually quite a lot, quite a fair bit about the state of the world. But I also found, and I wrote a poem about this, it's in German though, I found that when I allow this sadness to really rinse my cells, my being, to really wash through me, there comes a clarity and an insight and a consciousness, or being conscious of the purity, the underlying innocence of life. And we are currently living here on Earth in a time, or Earth in general is a planet where this exploration of self, so self is like me, as well as the cosmic self, you know, it's the same. This self on Earth is currently exploring itself in, I would guess, a lot of different ways, like really diverse. Earth is such a diverse planet. It's not only the flora and fauna, but also us humans. There are so many different realities and so many different lifestyles that are being lived. And from what I understand or feel about this and experience about this is that this self is exploring itself. And now the interesting thing that comes in as well is that, well, should we just let war happen then because this is actually wanting to happen? Yes, no, because on some level we could argue that it's wanting to happen. But on the other hand, now we're living in this interesting time on Earth where we can individually decide, how do I want to contribute? How do I want to contribute to this place, to this Earth, to the planet, to the immediate surroundings that I'm in? Do I want to contribute by being a shit person? And then that's totally fine. That's our individual experience that we want to make. Or do I want to contribute by working towards and exploring myself so deeply so that I come into a deeper and deeper embodiment of this true cosmic love that underneath it all I am anyways. We all are it. We've just forgotten. This exploration of self has gone so far that a huge oblivion has taken place, a huge forgetfulness about our origin. But within this forgetting also lies the remembrance, right? And if we look around at this planet, at this time, we can also see a huge shift in consciousness, right? Like, you can watch a lot of videos like mine nowadays on YouTube. You can watch a lot of videos on personal development. Like, there's so many courses, so many therapy methods, coachings, like all the things. Many people are doing yoga nowadays. Many people, I was just talking to somebody today who was like, oh, I love going to Tai Chi and Qigong now. This is like my thing. And so there's like people, there is like this movement or this yearning to return back to the origin, or to at least come back closer to the origin. And yeah, that's a dance, you know. It's a remembering, coming back into love, realizing, wow, I am all this, I am love. Love is me, love is in me, love flows through me. I can act from this. And then we forget, and we're being assholes, and we're being bitches, and whatever. And then we get that reflected by the people around us, and we can take it as opportunity to be like, oh, okay, what is this part inside of me? What is this bitchy part inside of me? What does it actually want? Does it actually want to be bitchy, or does it actually want to feel connected? Yeah. I'm just looking, I have a poster hanging on my wall and it says love on top of it. I also love that in the word evolution or revolution, there is, like, evolution is better. The first 4 letters, if you spell them backwards, they say love. So evolution is love. Love is the evolution. Love is the way. And to me, it's so important that we open ourselves up to what love actually is. As I said in the beginning, we humans have a very conceptualized idea about what love is, and it's expanding, like obviously with the whole the whole love spectrum in the LGBTQIA plus community, like same-sex love, trans-sex love, like all these different terms. I don't know them very well, so apologies. But also, you know, open relationships, polyamorous relationships. We are really seeing that there is a huge movement towards new exploration of what true love actually is. And because it's not only that which we have been taught very clearly, and it's the love of self. Like all that is happening, all this exploration with open relationship and polyamorous relationship and new kind of monogamous relationship, like whatever it is, it's all essentially throwing us back into ourselves, letting us reflect and come back into ourselves, and feeling that essentially we are the love that we are seeking. And then from this place of deeper and deeper realization that we are the love that we are seeking, we can also share this love with others, and it amplifies, and it's amazing, and it's fun, and it's beautiful, and it's crazy. And it's of course a continuous process of healing, of transmuting trauma. It's not as perfect and rosy as it may sound as I describe it. This is very hypothetical and theoretical in some ways. So we are exploring, and exploration means to heal, to integrate, to fuck up, to make mistakes, aka learning experiences. It's all part of the game, essentially. Yeah, so I wanted to share this with you today about self-love, about love. I wish you a beautiful week or a beautiful time. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. You can also click the notification bell so you get the update when I upload videos. I upload regular videos. Leave a comment, send me a message on Instagram or Facebook, or also email works well. Let me know how it landed. And yeah, thank you again for your time. Speak to you soon, and bye bye.